Hello Malaysia, hello world. Apa khabar? Apa khabar? Welcome to the one and only ECM Talk. I'm your host Raja Shahrul. Today my colleagues and I are out of the dorm studio recording. We are here somewhere in beautiful Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur. My topic today, a day with Peter Liew. Peter is one of the most established Malaysian artists in recent times. This is mainly because Peter is very much known for his brilliance in mastering the techniques of oil painting in the art scene. Born in 1955, Peter hails from Perak, where he obtained his studies from the iconic Malaysian Institute of Fine Arts, or MIA. Since then, he has been working relentlessly to perfect his skills and artistry until where he is today. Apart from working on his art, Peter has been involved in other roles of the Malaysian art scene, where he has been involved as a judge in art competitions, as a visiting member to art galleries and museums in other countries and continents that include China, Taiwan, Europe and Russia, to name a few. Welcome Peter Liew to ECM Talk. How are you, sir?
Hi.
Apa khabar?
Khabar baik.
Our viewers need to hear more about you, Peter, and I have a few questions to share.
Sure.
All right. I'll start with my first question.
Yep.
Yeah. Feel free to just speak on.
Sure.
You right. Now, can you share with us a bit of your journey? How did you first started into this?
My art journey. In fact, my art journey start from the year 1976. Of course, before that, when I was in my childhood, when I was in primary school, I loved painting very much. In my kampong in Tapang, in fact, I met one artist who graduated from Nanyang Art Academy in Singapore. So this young artist really inspired me and brought me into the art field. And in fact, it is very much affected by him also. And it is so inspired me by his work. From there, I got a very strong interest in art. And that's one factor that affected me. And then when I come to the secondary school, I got a very good art teacher whose his name called Encik Kamarudin. And he's a very good artist also. And he really guided me into art when I was in the secondary school. And I joined the Malaysian Institute of Art in the year 1976. And from there, I got a proper education, art education. And from there, I came to know more about art. And then since the 3 years studies in the fine art in MIA, and I built up my foundations. And then after that, I start full-time the year 1979 until 1981.
Right.
And I hold my first solo show in the artist house in Kuala Lumpur. Since after that, I found out that to become a full-time artist is not easy. And in fact, I met a lot of this financial problem and couldn't continue my full-time artist life. And after that, I give up as a full-time artist and then to become an art lecturer in the MIA since 1979 until 1994. And then I stopped teaching in the end of the 1994, and when I starting a full-time artist at the age at the year of this 1995 until today.
Right.
This is the journey. But to become an artist is my dream. It is my ambitious career, and it's not just for making a living, and also not for money, but the sake of the love of art. This is my main purpose to become a full-time artist. This is what that really inspire me, and also this is it really push me and move me to this full-time art as a full-time artist.
Right.
Yeah.
So I take it this is something that you really wanted to do since you were small, Peter?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, in fact, I at that time since after I graduated from MIA from the art college, I already decided to devote my whole life in art. I just hope to produce some good work, some good paintings for the public. At least I feel that my life is not a waste. If I can devote myself and can make some good work for people to appreciate and then to share my interest. This is what my main purpose to become an artist. And
Okay.
Yeah.
And your interest, has it sort of got others in the family to follow you?
No, in fact, actually my father is a calligrapher, and then of course I got a few brothers. I'm the youngest son, but my elder brothers they are very good in singing.
Oh, singing?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I too love singing. Before I become an artist, I like to become a musician also.
I see.
But only thing that I learned piano before I become an artist, and so in fact I like to become a pianist. But after that I realized that still painting is my first choice. That's why I become an artist. Talk about my family. I think nobody in this field, they have the interest in this field.
Okay.
And it is not very encouraged. Because we all come from a very poor family. So we have to face the reality. As an artist, not easy to make a living. So normally the old generation, they don't encourage the young one to go to this field.
Especially in Malaysia.
Yeah, right. In fact, the whole world also the same.
Same thing, is it, Peter? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You also teach. You have teach for some like 10 years.
Yes.
Now, how was your journey as a teacher?
Oh, yeah. Since after I gave up my full-time artist, and I joined MIA as a lecturer since 1981 until 1995. It's almost 14 to 15 years already. And this teaching life brought me a very helpful time. As an art lecturer, it really helped me a lot now to become a full-time artist. In fact, as a lecturer, it's not just to teach, and also it's a chance to learn. More on the study side also. It's not just to teach, and also we have to do a lot of research work. So normally during the teaching period, and I love to share my experience and also my time with my students. We all learn together. I never think as I'm a lecturer. I also like to become a student. then to learn together with my students.
Right.
So we will study together. We have done a lot of research work.
Good.
Like in fact, not only in the fine art course, and also I spend a lot of time in the basic course, especially those the new students, the first year students. They have to go through the foundation course, and this foundation course, in fact, we have to build up the base in art. For example, there are a few subjects that I have gone through with them. One is the basic elements that we have to know, like we have to go through the line, then talk about the surface, and then the forms, all these. And then we will go through the color studies, and also we learn the compositions.
Correct.
And further in the how to create a piece of good work. This process, you need to go through a lot of these different aspects of knowledge of art.
Yeah.
So all these are very important knowledge that we have to equip. So not only I'm helping and guiding the students to equip, I too also need to equip myself,
right,
and to improve myself. So we learn together, we study together.
Right.
That's I really enjoy as a lecturer, not only to share my part of my experience, and so to learn from what from my teaching experience. And this is kind of a research work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are any of these students still in touch with you until today?
Oh yes. In fact, after I left the college as a lecturer, and I start my full-time painting, and I set up a gallery in Bangsar. And this is the place where I can meet a lot of students.
I see. Okay.
And then not only my own students, and also the students come from ITM, come from USM, and then all these students they are mainly from the art faculty.
Right.
So they like to come to look for some ideas about a full-time artist. So I love to share my experience with them. And also in the gallery, I met a lot of my former students also. Normally they come to me, they just want to ask me whether is it possible to be a full-time artist. So
what's your advice?
My advice, I got two questions to ask them.
Yeah.
First thing, you are willing to sacrifice yourself for art purpose, for art's sake. And fine art is not for money, but just for the love of art. If you just to be an artist just for money, I think this is not advisable. So first thing, you have to sacrifice yourself, or more on the kind of materialistic enjoyment, but more on the spiritual, because art is more on the spiritual feelings. And you don't bother about making money from art. So if you think yourself you can sacrifice for art, then I will encourage you to become a fine artist.
You really must have the passion for it.
Oh yes, must have passion. This is the most important reasons that you come to become a fine art artist.
Not because others are doing it, you want to do it. You
To make sure that you must have the right motive, the right direction.
Yes.
Don't say that you think Picasso one day become a very, very popular artist, we can make tons of money, then that is really there's an intention for you. I think this is a wrong intention. Right. Better to be have a pure art, a pure mind and pure heart for art.
We will continue with A Day with Peter Liew, Part 2. See you soon!